Hey there guys, how's it going? So I've got Conway's Game of Life for you in Minecraft today. Now this is something that most of you guys have already seen done in Minecraft. I mean, Conway's Game of Life. I implemented it using armor stands, and I have like a little remote control book here. So 4 means I'm turning on the 4th clock. I kept the controls short, just so you know. I wouldn't have to type a lot to turn this thing on and off. All the controls are listed right here. I could turn the clock off by hand too if I wanted. Anyways, I wanted to make essentially the best Conway's Game of Life possible, and by that I just mean I've seen some Conway's Game of Lives that are pretty good, like pretty flexible, but a lot of them are pretty slow, or the rules are kind of set in place, or just some of them I don't know, have weird looks to them. I don't know, so I just tried to keep this a very simple look, just armor stands, and my goal with this thing was to just literally make it as fast as possible, and I got it there. So this thing has a max speed, I'll turn on the 1 clock, of 1 update every game tick. So I think it's 10 or 20 times a second, but it's the fastest possible, I can guarantee you. So if I hit 1, there they go. So it looks kind of weird. X stops all the clocks, just because the armor stands have a bit of graphical lag. After an armor stand is killed, you still see it for a tick, which is why this thing kind of turns into a blob at that speed. You can see it at a lower speed, still kind of blobbish. But yeah, if we go to the 3rd clock there, it looks normal again. Anyway, so yeah, and then the other thing, and then there's like I put a sort of world barrier in, so those things will just kind of keep on going until once they're far enough away, they'll just disappear. So basic controls here, reset everything. That should kill all of them. Turn all the clocks off. Just a single cycle. Here's all the clocks. Oh, I did mark out the speeds here, so 20 cycles a second, I guess. Yeah, because I think the tick for command blocks is, well, I'm not sure. Okay, I'll just let you guys, I'm not sure if this is 20 or 10 cycles a second, and I didn't bother to measure just because I'm sure this is the fastest. And then the other thing I wanted was to have customizable rules, and yeah, that's what I've done here. So this first row here, all of the command blocks here that do not have a redstone block on them, if a redstone block's on it, that means the command block is turned off. That means that, and this is the white means, when a cell is born. Oh, I haven't even really explained Conway's Game of Life. Some of you guys probably have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, I'll try to go through this fast, but okay. If you have one cell, like one kind of, yeah, I'll just call it a cell, or that's not next to anything, or one cell that's just next to one other cell, oops, they will die after 1 cycle. If you have a cell that's next to 2 other cells, it will survive onto the next round. I'll do this. So this middle guy will survive, these 2 on the outside will not. Alright, and then the last thing was, if one cell has 3 neighbors, that counts diagonally, it will come to life. So that's why these ones came to life. So if I hit cycle again, you can see those ones come to life. And then I can do, like this or something, comes to life. So yeah, that's that. And then okay, let me demonstrate one other thing. This is, I think this is called the Arpentimono or something like that. This thing is notorious because I'll start it on I'll start it on the fastest clock, but after a very short amount of time, this thing will create a lot of lag just because there's so many armor stands. Yeah, you can see it's slowing down now a bit. This thing, okay, that's really bad. Turn that off. But this thing is notorious because, notorious as if it's not, okay, not a lot of stuff about this game is well known, but the Arpentimono takes over 1,000 cycles before it'll stabilize. And by stabilize, I mean Like these gliders here that I showed you earlier, they just fly off in one direction. These squares don't do anything. These a line of 3 just oscillates. Those are all stable conditions. But then there's chaotic conditions like in that blob, this blob, that blob, and this blob. And the Argentimono, yeah, it's going to take a while to stabilize. So I can put it on the slowest clock. Yeah, okay, this is still getting pretty slow, but that's just, this thing has to process a lot of entities. Actually, if I go underground, I should be able to, yeah. So the way I'm processing these things is with wither skulls. Just stop them. Yeah, it gets pretty bad when there's a lot of them. But just with some command block stuff, summon some wither skulls, kill them. The first 16 command blocks, all I do is set up the conditions for the wither skulls. They make it so that I'll reset everything. They make it so that there's one wither skull next to underneath every block that's like directly adjacent to an armor stand. So if I do this, and now I can start powering these things. So this may take a second. This was the problem that seemed to be stopping most people from getting a version of this that could run in just one tick. Alright, there. So yeah, now you see what I've done is there's just one wither skull in every spot directly adjacent to these guys. Some solutions I've seen to this were to actually clone command blocks into where these guys are, which just seemed to overcomplicate it. And the one problem I had with that is my plan is to actually go on with this and try to make a 3D version, because again I have customizable rules. Oh, right, customizable rules. Let me, what am I doing? Reset this again. If I change the rules, and I think the way I change them for this to work is that I allow cells to be born when they have 6 neighbors. So that's what I just did there. And on this side, all this means is that cells will not die if they have 2 or 3 neighbors. Okay, so if I hop down here, we'll know pretty quickly if what I just didn't work. Alright, so now I just turn this on. Yep, it worked. So this is like a self-replicating pattern, and it only works if you have cells being born with 6 neighbors as well. So, just a little extra thing that you couldn't do with most other versions of the Game of Life that I've seen. Yeah, that's really about all I wanted to show you guys. So, actually, I do want to I feel like I haven't really shown anything too dreadfully complex yet, so I'm just going to whip something up, and we'll end there. Alright, I just wanted to leave you guys with something like mildly more interesting than like blobs of squares and simple gliders. So this is a Gosper glider gun. Let's try this thing at full speed. It may be a bit too big for that. Yeah, it seems to be going a bit slowly. I'll turn it on at 2. Alright, yeah, that seems fine. So this thing generates gliders, and I'll link a video with more impressive stuff, but if you guys are part of like the, I don't know, percentage of viewers that just hasn't heard of Conway's Game of Life ever before, like I would highly suggest that you go check it out or something. So that's the Gosper glider gun. This is a quasar. It's just it's in a stable state, but this thing has an unusually large and stable state, and this thing will actually pop up somewhat frequently. Like if you just generate a whole random world of cells, this thing will actually appear randomly now and then. Anyways, yeah, so that's all the Conway's Game of Life stuff, and then over here this turns on and off the clocks. Don't turn on more than 1 clock at a time. All the characters for the instructions are listed like beneath the signs here for the buttons, so like S, like it says right there, single cycle, enter that, and it should do a single cycle. Reset everything, clocks off. And then yeah, the rules are over here. So the way this is set up right now, wherever there isn't a redstone block, that's the number of neighbors that a cell will have for it to become alive. and the cells on this side with redstone, or the numbers on this side with redstone blocks, are the number of neighbors a cell will have, where it that will let it live on to the next cycle. Alright, that's about it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys found this interesting or something. I've made one of these before, but yeah, I just wanted to, I've seen a lot of them. I've seen, like slownesses or just different little things I didn't like about them, and especially mine was actually really bad. So I just wanted to make one that was flexible and fast and still pretty simple, just like with the armor stands. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching. See y'all later with another video. Bye.